Dun, dun. Oh, I should have had the drapes up. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, guys. All right, all right, all right. I couldn't really hear the music on that one, but it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. Last time it was blaring in my ear. This time it's not even there. But okay. Hopefully my mic's on. Um, I'm just joking with you guys. Hopefully you guys have a great week. It's Wednesday. We're here. It's our more of a relaxed session. We are going to go through our static stretches. We have been going through these the last couple of weeks. So the first segment we went through some yoga stretches, and then now we've been doing some static stretches, mostly because our athletes and our members and our online members too are doing this as kind of a challenge. So we're going to use the same thing. And today we're going to do 30 seconds on each side, or 30 seconds total for the one exercise. We'll go through it 2 times, and then we'll go ahead and call it a day. The first thing that we're going to start with is the pigeon. The pigeon's actually been really getting me pretty aggressively right now. That rotation's really bugging me. So one of the biggest things I have to do is I have to pin my foot down, and I have to pin my knee down too. Because if I have my hand up, my knee will start to drift up and my foot will start drifting back. And what I really want to do is have this in kind of a figure four situation. So I want my foot and my knee to be at the same height. I don't want it to be too high or too far back. And I want to sit inside there, but I don't really want to cause any pain, and I don't want to have too much relax. I want to have a nice big chest. So again, I'm going to get the foot up. I'm going to pin the foot down. I'm going to use my other hand to pin the knee from sliding up. And then I'm just going to kind of wiggle my back leg down. I can try to actually kiss this right hip to my left heel. That would be ideal. And then coming down to my elbows. But I don't really want to stretch things to the point of where I'm like shaking or lack of breath, things of that nature. I just want to be able to kind of talk through it, move through it fairly easy, right? So here is the pigeon stretch. From there, we're going to go ahead and move to our supine lumbar rotation stretch. All right. So with this one, what we're looking to do is just think about sitting down and then bending the knee and then rotating over. And the other hand's going to come out into almost like a T. But what I really want to make sure I'm trying to do is not shift my hip to get further over. I want to start on a flat spine and then rotate over and then holding myself in that position, just breathing through it. This is the one where if I breathe, I deep breathe in and I breathe out, I can get myself to almost drop my knee to the ground and keep my other shoulder down. So again, I'm not trying to shift the hip. I'm not trying to manipulate the stretch. I want it to be natural, right? I don't want to actually shift. So a lot of people, as they stretch, they're always almost fidgety. So they're getting into a stretch and they'll fidget or they'll move. And in turn, that kind of takes the stretch out and allows for other things to come into play. Okay. So let's go ahead. Same thing, right? I'm in a T. I bring myself into a high knee. I'm looking like a 90-degree angle. I grab my knee. I try to reach out with my hand. And then I'm slowly coming over. Slowly coming over. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Nice, relaxed. Come back to the center. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to go with the bench hamstring. With that, you can find a wall or your couch, whatever you feel comfortable with. My bench is precariously put right around all my cameras and computers. So that seems about right. Things about where my life is right now. So here we're gonna go ahead, put the foot up, and then we're gonna try to bring our butt to the heel. So on my next leg, I'll change the bench so you can see it from another angle. But here, I don't want to lean into it. I want to draw in on my abs. I want to squeeze my glute. I want to think about nice, tall, pretty posture. Just breathing in, breathing out. I'm not trying to lean back. I'm trying to sit up. I'm trying to squeeze my butt to pull my hip flexor open. I'm not trying to lean into it. I'm trying to use my quad and my abs to open my hip flexor or my psoas, if you will. Very good. Go ahead and switch. So here, I'm going to change my angle for you. I'm trying to sit up 90-90, trying to bring my butt to my heel, drawing in on a straight line. So I don't want to be broken. I don't want to be broken, so my hip's broken. And I don't want to be extended either. So I don't want to be overextended. I want to be drawn in, almost like rounded, if you will, in my abs, because my abs are drawn in. And I'm squeezing my butt to pull my quad straight, to pull the hip flexor. I'm not leaning into it to open it. And even me, I'm a little crunked. Very nice. And then come on back. The next one we'll do is our forward fold. Oh, yeah, bench hamstring. Bench hamstring. I'm sorry. That would have been perfect. Right where we were. So here, if you look at my feet, one of the best things that happen is as people bring up their foot, they tend to turn the bottom foot out. And if you look at my hips now, my hips are turned out, and I don't really want that. What I want to do is actually stack my hips straight. So as I pick up my foot to put it on the bench, I do not want to find myself letting my feet turn out. So maybe I'm going to be pigeon-toed. I'm going to lift my leg straight up and then put it out there. All right. And then if I look at my top angle and I think of where I'm at here, I'm not leaning over. I'm not leaning over to reach and touch my toe. I'm actually sitting up nice and tall, and I'm drawing in on my abs, and I'm thinking about, again, shifting the hip back, tilting the hip in, if you will. Okay, so just dumping the water out of my hips and then using that to elongate my hamstring. All right, I'm not using my bending over, because you can feel it. If you turn the hip and point the toe towards you, you'll feel it a little nervy, maybe. You feel it in the calf and then a little bit of in the hamstring. Whereas if you go ahead and relax the back and try to reach for the toe, suddenly it's not in the hamstring as much. All right, it's more in the back. So when I reach for my hamstring, I want to have a flat back. Go ahead and switch. So again, from the toes, if I look at my toes, I don't want to have my toe out. So see how my bottom toe now is turned out, right? So I want to make sure I'm almost pigeon-toed. It's going to feel like that. I lift the foot straight up, and I can actually have it straighter inside if I want, or I could have it out a little bit, whatever the comfort is. I want to adjust the hip. I want to tilt the water out of the hip, point the toe towards me. Good. All right. And then look at my upper body. If I think about how my upper body is, I gotta look at my other camera. If I gotta look at my other body, I don't want to actually be rounding over to reach, right? So again, I want to stack the shoulders back. I want to tilt the hip, draw in on the abs, but I don't want to actually round the back. I want to have a flat back. Good. All right, relax. So then our next stretch from there is going to be that forward fold. So here, all we're doing is from the top over, forward fold. If you want to bring the hands and the palms flat, you can. If you want to wrap the hands behind the ankles, you can. All right. Here we're trying to bring our face to our knees. And basically, we're stretching everything that I said that we didn't want to do in the bench hamstring. Now is when we're doing it. So this is where we're doing that style of hamstring, lower back, upper back stretching. Whereas if we're standing and doing it, we're doing the same thing twice, not understanding how to physically load and stretch the hamstring. And I'm a big person who likes to try to use the other side or the reciprocal muscle to stretch the muscle. So I want to almost become like I want to use the opposite muscle to stretch it. Agonist and antagonist. Really nice. Come back up. From there, we're going to go and put ourselves into a child pose. Child pose. So here, I'm trying to push my hands, and this is a really bad stretch for me, right? So my knees are out. I'm trying to bring my heels to my butt, and I'm trying to drop myself inside. So I'm breathing in now. Here too, I can drop my hands behind me. Drop my hands behind me. But you can see when I drop my hands behind me, my butt comes way up. So I'm losing the stretch. And in order to not lose the stretch, the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to actually push with the palm of my hands back into my heels. Into your nose, to your mouth. And we're going to go with a side lat stretch. So we're just going to walk it over, making a crescent moon. And we could add in a few more when we're in this position. We could add in thread the needle and shoulder stretches like that. And then let's go ahead, let's go back to the center and then move over to the other side. Breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Very nice, guys. And then come back to center and relax, right? So let's go ahead from there. We'll stand up and we're going to bring our feet together and we're going to put ourselves into a chair squat pose with our hands overhead. So we're just trying to bring our palms together, trying to really straighten our arms, trying to look straight or not rounding ourselves totally down, not looking up, up, up. We're just trying to look almost neutral or to the bottom floor, right? Palms are trying to smash together, right? Arms are trying to come up straight, knees are together. So we're really, really, really focusing on this nice chair position. Chair position. Feet together. And relax. And then the Z stretch, we're going to go back to the ground. We're going to tuck the legs. So if I have both my legs in front of me, my right leg goes back, my left leg goes to my knee, and I'm going to actually twist to my heel. I'm going to twist to my heel. Ideally, I want to actually touch both of my hands to the heels. Young Max even struggled at this stretch. The Z stretches has always been one that's been tough on me. Very good. Let's go ahead. Let's reset it from the top. We take the left leg, we put it behind us. We take the right leg, we put it right on our thigh. And then we rotate, grabbing our heel or our hamstring. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Ooh, I'm way tighter on this side. 5 seconds. Maybe a little more. And then go ahead and relax. The wall quad stretch is the one that I did with the bench with the hamstring, right? So I did the bench quad stretch. And then the wall pec is going to be on the wall. Our hand is behind. And all I'm trying to do is bring my pec to the wall, or like think about stacking my hands behind together. So ideally I can lock my hands together back there on this wall. So if I don't have the flexibility with this other hand, I'm just going to tuck it like a upside down swimmer, or like I'm getting handcuffed. I'm just going to tuck the hand behind me. Tuck the hand behind me. Draw in on the abs, or a Kimura, I think. Yeah. Very nice. Good, relax. Let's go to the other side. Hand behind, chest on the wall, trying to come back. Trying to bring the whole hand flat along the wall, wrist, elbow, shoulder. Just trying to relax. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. And go ahead and relax. Sweet. Grab a sip of water. Grab a sip of water. And we will go from there. We will go from there. A little sip of water, take a little break, and then we will hammer all those out again. So let's see here. Yeah, see, it's not. It is not. Okay, a little sip of water, a little break, and we're going to start our scenario over again. Okay, so we'll go through our flow one more time. This will be our second segment of our stretches. So How To Tuesday, I mean, you could call it. I mean, we stated them a little longer. I just went by talking and how we feel. This one I'll flow through them a little bit faster. I won't sit in them as long. But even more so, I feel like we should almost sit into it for 1 to 3 minutes. And we'll actually grow to being able to handle that, all right? So we'll start off with the pigeon. First thing we're going to do, having that hand pinned, knee pinned, thinking about big chest, and just breathe. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Ten seconds. Switch. So again, bring the foot up, pin the foot down. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And then go ahead and lay down on your back. We're going to bend in the T position. supine. Very nice. Go back to neutral and then switch. So again, coming over. I'm trying to keep my shoulders down. And come back to the top. And we'll go over to the bench and we're going to do our hamstring stretch. Body straight, leaning through the hip, not the back. Good. And switch. So again, leg out, toes pointing towards you, leaning through the hip, not the back. Very nice, right? Come back to neutral. Let's go ahead, we'll go with our forward bend. And then come back up. And we'll go ahead and go into our child's pose, pushing our hands back to our heels. Think about sitting comfortable inside there. If you're getting a little knee discomfort, go ahead, give yourself a little V or Vulcan grab around the patella, pull those out. It'll help settle it a little bit. And let's go ahead and walk it over to the left. And then let's walk it over to the right. And then come back to the center. And then let's go ahead and stand back up. We'll bring our feet together, knees together, palms together. And then remember a little chair stretch. then let's go ahead down to the ground. And we're going to go with a Z stretch. And let's go ahead and switch. So again, I'm finding my neutral, turning the hip. Oof. Almost there, guys. 2 more stretches. Great job. Very nice, very tranquil. Good. And then let's go ahead. Let's go to that quad wall stretch. So again, working on squeezing my butt, drawing in on my abs, not trying to lean too far into it. After all the stretching, I'm getting a little hungry. Very good. And then switch. Good. Come on up. And then let's go over to the wall, hand, shoulder, elbow on the wall, shoulder back. Trying to get a nice, pretty chest. Tall, tall, tall. Breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. And then I go ahead and relax. And then switch. All right, and that concludes our stretching session for the week. So remember, Wednesdays are our Tranquil Wednesdays. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming out. Same thing. We'll go ahead and get this stuff out to you guys. Remember, this is important for the next 30 days. We really want to focus on cooling down our workouts with some static stretching. And right now, we're specifically working on those type of stretches because we're trying to work on hip rotation and shoulder rotation and mostly our torso rotation as well. Cool. Thank you. Thank you guys. One love. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you guys really for munchies.